Cypress VR asked the following. It says, you mentioned obstacles that PC gamers have to face with optimization. My question is, do you see any perks in owning a PC for gaming in 2022? Now, admittedly, I've been out of the PC gaming circle for an incredibly long amount of time. I used to be a PC gamer. In the late 2000s, in the late 90s, early 2000s, for a 3-4 year span there, I had several gaming PCs that I built myself, and I had networked in my parents' house. In one room, I had one, and the other one, the other side of the house, I had the other, and I would have my friends come over, and we would play games like Quake and Unreal Tournament together over the internet, which was really fun. And I was an enthusiast. Admittedly, I like buying parts and, putting them into and upgrading the RAM and stuff like that. It was pretty neat. I could play the top of the line games. You couldn't play those games on console back then, right? That was the advantage. Is back then, the games that were PC games just were not console games. Console games were so behind the curve when it came to games back then. Today, consoles and PC are pretty close, I would argue. PC's always going to beat console. Why? Because PC can always have the biggest top of the line parts. The new graphics card, the new fastest hard drive with the, it's always, you could go a little bit further or better with a PC. And a console is not upgradable. You buy the Xbox Series X, you buy the PS5, it is what it is. Besides maybe the hard drive space, you can never really upgrade that thing, right? Stuck in how it is for many years that it's available for sale. So what's the advantage of having a PC? I would say, number one, having at least the option to have the absolute best gaming experience. It's only an option, though, because in some cases, like we just saw with Callisto Protocol, a game dev may have a problem getting their game to work on PC configurations, and then you didn't get that advantage. But, sometimes you do, right? Also, there are PC exclusive games that you can only play on there or are considered optimized for PC. For example, Activision Blizzard. Most games they pump out are usually optimized for PC. Whether you're talking your World of Warcrafts, your Diablos, even your Hearthstones, okay? Yeah, you could play those on other venues, but mostly optimized for PC. Also, something that should be called out that a lot of people don't realize. When games are on PC, frequently modders modify those games for so many different things that make them different experiences. For example, accessibility mods can make a game that normally was not accessible to people who can't play it in other forms. For example, I know for a fact Super Blind Man for the longest time was able to play Hearthstone because of accessibility mods on PC. And if they didn't exist, he never would have been able to experience that game. They didn't have those mods on the other versions of the game, you see? So mods are a huge thing on PC. But overall, is there oh my God, the overwhelmingly definitive reason why if you are into gaming, you absolutely must have a high-end gaming PC? I think the reasons are declining. I do. I think what's happening is that at one point, yes, there was a million reasons, and now when you got simultaneous release of games on console and PC, and we're seeing frequently the PC version has issues, those reasons that to have that PC are dwindling by the minute. And, it's never going to go away. You're always going to have this community of people who are totally into PC building and gaming and all of that. And that's fine. I'm not here to say anything negative about that community. More power to you. If you have the time, the means, the resources, the money to keep upgrading and that, go for it. Go for the optimized gaming experience, right? But what game is the best-selling game every year? Call of Duty. Where does Call of Duty sell the vast majority of its copies? Console. And that's the trend that's been happening, and that's the trend that continues to happen, is that PC is on the decline when it comes to gaming. And oh my God, they don't want to hear facts. They just want to, live in their own fantasy realm. These people who are so hardcore into it. It's true. Console is where gaming has gone, or mobile games. Oh my God, right? We have seen the last decade, I've seen the insanely exponential incremental rise of mobile games dominating the market. And that's when you're like, well, what's going to decline then? It's going to be PC that's going to decline. The most expensive, inaccessible way to play games will be the one that will decline. This is by far the most accessible way to play any games. Put it on your phone. Console's probably second place. Just buy the console. Now everything works on it. PC's third. So is there really a definitive reason to own a PC, or what is the perk of owning the PC in 2022? I mean, I don't think there's anything new. I think it's the same perks that always have existed, just that those perks are on the decline right now. Maybe that'll change. I don't know.